Hi, it's Mike at 18 Reasons. We made it. We made it through the summer of glorious corn and tomatoes and all the lovely summer produce. But we're turning the corner. It's my favorite food season of all. It is the fall. It's coming. Butternut squash have arrived in the produce department. All the glories of the hard autumn squashes are here. And their attendant problems. So today I'm going to cut up a butternut squash for you, which can be a challenging trick. First of all, I will say that if you're really intimidated by cutting up a butternut squash, you can take a knife and prick it all over. Prick it 20, 30 times and put it in the microwave for 2 or 3 minutes. It will soften, and that makes many of the challenges much easier. But it does cook the outside of the squash a bit. It changes the texture. It's not my favorite method. My favorite method is to take a good peeler and a nice sharp knife and be really careful. So we're going to do it this way. I'm going to always consider where my knife is, where the squash is, and most importantly, where my hands are. So I'm going to put the knife into the squash just above the rounded end, the bulb or seed end of the squash. I'm then going to hold my hand over the top of the knife and hold the back of the knife by the handle in kind of a standard pinch grip. All of me is above the squash. None of me is in the direction of the blade. So I can cut through that squash completely safely. Now that the squash is in half, I have the huge advantage of a flat side. The flat side means that the squash will not rock or move. Same trick, hand above the squash, nothing in front of the blade, and there we go. I've cut that down. Then a regular peeler is all you need to peel the squash. Some people prefer a Y peeler. I spent years in a classic French kitchen turning vegetables. So for me, these side swivel peelers make more sense, but I find the majority of people prefer what is known as a Y peeler. Whatever peeler you use, if it's sharp, it will certainly easily peel a squash. Once you peel the squash down, you're ready to go. If I need diced squash at this point, I can take, same idea, knife above, hand out of the way, sharp blade. I can cut the squash down. I can then cut those planks into sticks, turn the sticks sideways and cut the sticks into dice. Sometimes you'll find that the vegetable sticks to the side of your knife. Sometimes people get irritated by that, but I love that. That means I can line up my next cut and I know that all my dices are going to be the exact same size. So there we go. We have some diced butternut squash. We're ready for the season. Stay safe, eat well, and let's cook together. Hi, it's Mike with 18 Reasons, back with the other half of the squash. So we can cut the other half of the squash the same way. And this side has all the seeds. Now these seeds are edible. You can, in theory, save these seeds and toast them in the oven with some salt and spices, and have toasted squash seeds. I prefer, more often than not, I take all of these guts and veins and seeds and I cover them in water and I make a butternut squash stock out of the seeds and guts of pumpkins and autumn squashes. The stock costs nothing to make and tastes amazingly of the squash itself. So if I'm making a butternut squash risotto, I don't use vegetable stock. Vegetable stock costs money. I use butternut squash stock to make butternut squash risotto. And my risotto tastes really good. And I save money because the stock was free. This is Mike at 18 Reasons. Let's cook together.